What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $600 second stimulus check update and your $2,000 third stimulus check update. In this video, we're going to go over some surprising kind of new news from Dr. Fauci, as well as the third stimulus check package. And we're going to go over some additional details on possibly mortgage and rental assistance, Social Security, student loan forgiveness. We're going to cover as much as we can in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. And give this video a like. We're almost at 300,000 subscribers at the time of this filming, which is right before it goes live. So hopefully by the time this goes live, we will be at 300,000 subscribers. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Alrighty, let's jump right in. Remember how last week on President Donald Trump's last 2 days, there was over 100 different pardons, and one of the people that were most upset that they didn't get a pardon was the Tiger King star from the Netflix TV series, Joe Exotic. Well, apparently he had a limousine outside of prison waiting for him for a potential pardon, and it seems like that limousine was waiting there for a while as he did not get one. Well, he's trying again. Joe Exotic is now trying to get a pardon from the new president, President Joe Biden. In new emails obtained by Joe Exotic, he says that he has confidence in the Biden-Harris administration now to help reform the criminal justice system, when just last week he had confidence in President Trump to pardon him, and neither looks likely. He also says that Vice President Kamala Harris can, quote, help clean up the corruption in the Department of Justice and other agencies. Let me know if you think he deserves a pardon or if he will get a pardon. Dr. Fauci surprised a lot of people today. We're saying that he actually endorses double masking for the virus to kind of help contain it, saying that double masking is likely more effective. Dr. Anthony Fauci, President Biden's chief medical advisor now, said that 2 face masks are likely more effective than 1 against the virus, despite significant uncertainty on the subject. He says, quote, if you have a physical covering with 1 layer and you put another layer on it, it just makes common sense that it would be likely more effective. This comes as the CDC is expected to sign an order today to require face masks on transit, although this is only for 1 face mask. The head of the CDC will sign an order today mandating mask use during transit and will apply to everybody aged 2 and older, requiring masks on airplanes, ferries, trains, subways, buses, taxis, and ride-sharing vehicles. Travelers can briefly remove masks while drinking or eating. Now, strangely, while some things are kind of being locked down more, and Joe Biden just signed a travel ban restriction for the non-US residents, California is actually reducing their restrictions and lifting their regional stay-at-home order amid, quote, positive signs of a slower virus spread in California. Quote, California is slowly starting to emerge from the most dangerous surge of this pandemic yet, which is the light at the end of the tunnel we've been hoping for, said State Health and Human Services Secretary Mark Galey. 7 weeks ago, our hospitals and frontline medical workers were stretched to the limits, but Californians heard the urgent message to stay home when possible, and our surge after the December holidays did not overwhelm the healthcare systems to the degree we had feared. So it seems that at least in some capacity, we are moving forward and hopefully farther away from the pandemic. Lawmakers are currently writing the third stimulus check package right now as we speak, and we could receive this package sometime this week, as early as today or tomorrow, but we are expecting to get the third stimulus package bill this week. White House officials had a call yesterday with 16 Republicans and Democrats from the Senate to iron out the details, because Joe Biden wants to get a little bit of bipartisan support, which means support from both Republicans and Democrats, for this first stimulus package underneath the new administration. However, we are expecting multiple stimulus checks and packages, quote, from Biden administration until the pandemic is over. So this is just the first one, which is probably why he wants to get some bipartisan support so that they don't have to use up all of their reconciliation cards that they can only use a certain amount of times. Remember, this card, this is an official card. You use this to pass something in the Senate with only 51 votes, which the Democrats can do all on their own. However, they can only use that a certain amount of times over the next 2 years. So they're pushing to get Republican support. And well, you can kind of guess what Republicans are already saying. Republican Susan Collins says, quote, that this package is premature to be considering a package of this size and this scope. She said she supports more vaccine distribution money, but argued a bill should put more constraints on who receives the $1,400 direct payments. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia has also contended that lawmakers need to put a better target on another round of stimulus checks. He says, quote, I hope the administration will work with us on a more targeted approach that focuses on things like vaccine distribution, testing, and getting kids back to school. Now, some Republican senators are kind of worried that a very small, less than 1% of the amount of money in the stimulus package will go to, quote, the rich. And that the reason for that is because these stimulus checks in the third package are larger. So there's a phase out that reduces your stimulus checks by $50 per $1,000 you make over $75,000. And because the stimulus checks are larger and the stimulus checks for children are larger this time around at $1,400 and $1,400 for children, if you have a bunch of children in your family, say, let's just say 4 children, you're looking at getting like a $6,000 check just for the children. And that will be reduced for people that earn over $75,000 for a single, $150,000 for a couple. So that means that some people, say making over $200,000 or $250,000, their check will be getting reduced for every thousand they make, but they will still get a small check, say maybe a couple $100s, because their check is going to start so high because they have 4 children, say $6,000. That check will get whittled down and might still be $1,000 when all is said and done. So some people are balking at that. They could change that simply with a simple line in the third stimulus package that basically says, okay, anybody over, say, because the way it used to be is the 75,000 was the starting point for a single person to basically get their check decreased, and it ended at 99,000. So all they really need to do to kind of combat that one criticism is say that anybody over 99,000 or 198,000 for a couple would basically just get no stimulus checks. So it wouldn't be a progressive scale. It would be progressive until that 99,000, and then would just completely kind of shut off. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think this is fair? Are you worried about a tiny percentage of the money going to people kind of with this loophole? Do you think they should fix it? Or do you think that they should just get on with the package and just pass it? so to say. The other thing that a lot of Republicans don't like is the $15 an hour minimum wage that at currently President Joe Biden is including in this third stimulus check package. Okay, he passed a presidential executive order that raises minimum wage to $15, but only on federal lands, for federal agencies, and for federal contractors, because that's really the scope that a presidential executive order can do. So he basically did what he could on the $15 an hour minimum wage through the executive order, but to do this nationally for all 50 states and basically all businesses to more than double the minimum wage. The current minimum wage is $7.25. A lot of states have it higher, but I think it's like 29 states are currently at, or 21 to 29 states are at the minimum wage right now of $7.25. So this would effectively more than double the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Now, a lot of people are for this because if you make less than $15 an hour, you're like, yeah, I'm going to get a raise instantly. People that are against this are like, well, this is going to raise the cost of probably almost anything. Stores like Walmart, McDonald's, Burger King, anybody who pays minimum wage to any of their employees will have to raise prices to pay for the double the increase in labor, or at least a significant increase in labor, which they're going to have to pay for somewhere. So they're probably going to have to raise prices. There's also been a study that says at least 1 million jobs will be lost because basically some businesses will just have to lay off people because they won't be able to afford the minimum wage increase. However, a lot of people say this is long overdue, and the federal minimum wage has not been raised for over 10 years, although it has been raised on the state level in the majority of the states. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments, but this is something that is currently in the third stimulus check package. It could be taken out, it could be modified. It also could be a step up plan where basically they maybe get to $15 an hour in 2 to 5 years from now. So they might raise it by $1 or $2 per year, and it might step up. It might not go instantly to $15 an hour. I personally think that that would be the most likely scenario, although we do not have the details on that just yet. Now, remember, President Biden has also signed over 30 different presidential executive orders, and we're expected to get more today and every single day this week, including a SNAP and WIC benefit increases, which is basically food stamps and money for you guys from the government to basically pay for food. So if you are on that, you'll be getting a 15% increase. If you're not on that, I recommend, if you think you might be eligible to get it, just Google SNAP or apply for SNAP in your state. So apply for SNAP in California. Go online and apply if you think you might be eligible at all, because this will give you likely hundreds of dollars over the course of the year, or well, probably hundreds of dollars per month, $100, $200 per month, and thousands of dollars per year in basically free food money. So if you think you need it, go and apply. They're expanding the eligibility on this also. So if you were likely haven't gotten it before, you may be able to get it now. Bernie Sanders, who is a much more powerful person now that the Democrats have control of the Senate, and he is now the Senate Budget Chairman, which basically kind of makes him the second most powerful Democrat in the Senate. He's probably the third most powerful overall. Number one being Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Number two being Senate Minority Leader now Mitch McConnell. And then Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders says that the Democrats can pass several different things, such as student loan cancellation and $2,000 stimulus checks, without Republican support at all. Senator Bernie Sanders argued this week that Congress can implement a comprehensive economic agenda without Republican support. In an opinion column, Sanders says the Democrats, who control both Congress, the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the White House, can pass the following legislation right now: $2,000 stimulus checks, student loan cancellation, and $600 per week unemployment insurance benefit bonus money, basically, and fully funded emergency health care, COVID-19 testing, tracing, and vaccine distribution, 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave, universal pre-K, tuition-free college at public colleges and universities, and a $15 minimum wage. Bernie Sanders is saying all of this can be passed basically through one or the other, either by using their reconciliation card one or a number of times, depending on how many bills this entails, and two, through presidential executive orders. For example, we pretty much know that both of these two, at least, if possibly not some of these others, can be passed just through a presidential executive order. We know that President Donald Trump passed an unemployment extension of $300 per week before with a presidential executive order. So it does make sense that Joe Biden could do this also if he did want to raise the unemployment bonus money anywhere from $400 to $600 per week, because President Donald Trump did it in the past, raising it from $0 per week to $300 per week. And we also have Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that they can do student loan forgiveness anywhere between $10,000 and $50,000 for average everyday Americans that have student loans, that they can do this through just a presidential executive order. But Joe Biden says that it would be better to do it through a stimulus package, because then he gets support of both sides. But the problem with that is that they're probably going to be passing these stimulus packages without support from both sides anyways, just using their reconciliation card. So if that's the case, he could probably just do these things through presidential executive order. And that's what makes these presidential executive orders so exciting, because of the possibility that any of these things could be passed through presidential executive order. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to subscribe down below and help us reach 300,000 subscribers. This way you won't miss out on updates regarding all these different buckets of money on stimulus checks, stimulus packages, student loan forgiveness, Social Security increase, mortgage and rental assistance, which will be coming this week, where we are going to help you guys get your mortgage or your rent paid directly from money from the federal government that has already been approved. And share this video so others like you will know about these programs. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA, where I have a program that I teach people how to replace their 9-to-5 income by selling products on Amazon. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.